I don't know if we're going to have much time for a video this week other than a quick hello and maybe an update. But I'm in Adelaide, as the Adelaide locals I'm sure love to hear it be called. I'm here for a conference tomorrow. Flew in today, flying out again tomorrow. But it's a pretty cool gig. I'm going to be set up and illustrating people's ideas for whatever the theme is for this particular conference. It's a teachers' conference, independent schools of Australia. I probably should know the theme, but I haven't checked it yet. But people write down their crazy ideas on a postcard. They'll post them through a little hole. I'll run around the back and collect them, and then I'll come up with some kind of drawing to encapsulate their idea. And over the course of the day, I develop this great wall of cute little illustrations, mostly glorified doodles, but it's a lot of fun. I get to meet some teachers and talk teaching stuff from the good old days. I've no idea whether the sound quality is any good out here, so I might have to reshoot this. Really close to the airport, if you can't tell. Anyway, I might just take a few bits and pieces as I'm wandering around town. I'm very close to Hindley Street. I can see it from here. And very popular Powderfinger song based on Hindley Street. I'm sure it's the same one. And they have some music on tonight, so I might even go along and see if I could see some live music. May as well, while I'm in Adelaide. Radelaide. All right, that'll do it for now. We'll check in soon. So I'm back in Melbourne now, and got to say, the Adelaide trip was a fantastic time. I was only there for the one night, but it's made me reassess my memories of Adelaide. And look, to be fair, they're formed on a trip to Adelaide over 3 decades ago when I arrived there on train and the city was closed. It was a Sunday. And there was nothing open. I wandered around empty streets, so it was hard to get a good impression. But I must say, I'm really glad I came back. The conference was a great success. I had a fantastic time drawing teachers' ideas, principals' ideas for how to solve the leadership crisis in teaching at the moment. It was a nice way to sort of interact with some people from my old work sphere. But the night before, I wandered around Adelaide. I didn't end up seeing any live music. The one place I found just had a long line of mostly teenage girls going in to see a band called Skeggs I'd never heard of. So I didn't know if necessarily it was my cup of tea, but I had a great time wandering around the little laneways, found somewhere called Peel Street. Lots of cool bars, and met a lovely bartender by the name of Ethan, who recommended a Japanese Korean place to me not far away, which was amazing. So a really lovely night. I actually filmed some things from that night, but watching them back, I think there might be something wrong with the camera because it feels like I'm talking really slowly. It's possible the umami martini and the hot honey gimlet are also to blame. But yeah, fantastic time, fantastic day at the conference the next day. So very glad that I went. Look, I had a little bit of an idea for a theme to discuss in this video, and it's sort of around how I survive screaming into the void. I talk about this a lot, but it sort of kind of feels like when you're sending out lots and lots of little samples and emails and little cute packages in the post and hearing very little, mostly nothing back. How do you keep on going? And I kind of set myself a little bit of a time limit originally, which was about 6 months, to get a gauge on whether this was going to work or not. And that 6 months has passed, but I'm not wanting to stop just yet. And so the way I feel like I survived screaming into the void is maybe a misplaced internal optimism. I don't have an idea of where that comes from, but I like the work I'm doing at the moment. I know that there's a lot of fabulous work out there, and it's an extremely competitive market. But I'm excited about this challenge of trying to crack back in. And one of the things that's helping is doing some networking. I may have mentioned in an earlier video that I'm not particularly great at that, but I'm becoming better, and it's mostly through the help of others. So I have a lovely friend from my old wushu days, quite a little while ago now, who put me in touch with a really lovely illustrator. Rebecca Crane is her name. I'll share some of her work here, but she was really kind enough to hop on a call with me and just have a chat. She's living a very successful life as an illustrator, and doing the sorts of things that a lot of people dream of, traveling to different parts of the world and setting up in cafes and doing her work from there. And she's had some work published with some pretty big publishers, so she knows what it's like. She knows what she's talking about. So it was really lovely to get a chance to have a chat with her. And what came out of that conversation were a lot of different things. One thing I took away from it was the idea that black and white internal illustrations is still something that publishers might be looking for. And that's something I think I can explore a little bit further. And I think back on the work that I used to do for the Faraway Fairies back in the day, and that mostly was just black and white internal art. So that's another thing for me to try, and again, that's another way for me to combat this lack of feedback from the void, and keeps me going. And at some point I might run out of tricks, and I'll run out of motivation, and I'll realize that that's probably time to call that chapter a day, but it's not yet. It's not that time yet. And I'm really excited and still energized to continue to produce folio work. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing some more of this weekend. As you can see, it is a gorgeous day here in Melbourne. It's cold. I'm wearing my beanie, but beautiful day. And I thought that might be enough for what I wanted to share this time. Let me just check my notes. I guess the last thing I should potentially mention here is that the Mount Doom style grey cloud that's slowly extending out, the AI spectre in the background, it's still in my thoughts, and most recently I had an interesting conversation with somebody around how much it's impacting content writing and editing, graphic design, and things are changing really rapidly, as we have mentioned. But I was choosing to ignore that for the time being. And it was being at this conference yesterday, which made me reaffirmed this belief that I have that people just love hand-drawn things, and there was people getting a lot of joy out of watching me draw, a little bit like a performing monkey I was, but I was absolutely enjoying myself, and I might share some of the output of what I did. It was just a lot of fun little doodles, but what a great way to spend a day. So the whole looming spectre of AI is still in my rearview mirror. I'm not quite ready to engage with it fully. At some point it'll become inevitable that this will become really hard, but not yet, not just yet. I have put no thought into what my simple pleasure will be. So I'm going to probably cut here. And now I'm back. And the simple pleasure, I'm not sure if it's a simple pleasure, but it was just something really comforting, was coming home last night, even though I wasn't away for very long. Coming home to a familiar place, a place that I like. It felt really great. It was the end of quite a long day. I was really tired, and just to pull up outside the house was really lovely. And I'm very grateful that I have a place like this that I can come home to. So there's my simple pleasure. I thank everybody, as always, for your fabulous contributions in the comments and the feedback that I'm getting. And I really appreciate people taking the time to make a comment and expand my ideas around the creative space. And I've got part 5. I think that'll be the next cab off the rank, part 5, the final part of my little mini-series on inspirations. And that'll be the children's book illustrator segment. So I'm looking forward to composing my thoughts around that, because there's a lot of rich material to draw from there. But I'm looking forward to sharing that with you. So I will see you next time.